Yes, made it to the wedding, got a few shots of that. Even a car on a ferry, that was new for me. And our rental car broke down on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, here I am at home. It's Monday night, the 13th of June. Yeah, we just got back late last night. Well, actually early this morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when we finally got back. But, yeah, we made it to the wedding. The ceremony was great. It was a non-traditional, kind of a unique ceremony. Very interesting. I really did enjoy that. Yes, it was picturesque on the hill there at Shelter Island, right off of the water. Looked really beautiful. Here's an example. And like I say, the ceremony was very unique. With knowing my niece, I wasn't expecting anything different. And she's been dating this guy, Reeve. My niece is Jesse. Reeve is her now husband. They've been dating for 10 years. He's a really cool guy. Really neat guy. One of those people that, you know, when you talk to him, he focuses right on you and gives him all gives you all his attention. Really nice guy. So, really happy for him and everything. Here's a shot of them together. Yeah, I was trying to get shots of them individually, but I couldn't track down Reeve. But as the best man said in his speech, he said, you know, in every story about Reeve, somebody's always saying, so where's Reeve? So anyway, that's kind of funny to go along with that. Anyway, so here's a couple of shots of the blushing bride. And then, yeah, I had my sister take some shots of me, Mary, and my daughter Samantha, and my younger son Ben. But like I say, very unique ceremony, very nice, very beautiful. So that part was nice. So yeah, the food was all nice, the music was great. Our accommodations were, when it makes my truck looked like the Taj Mahal, makes it look very luxurious. It was literally a camp is where it was at, and so it was like a little bunkhouse with, you know, the cots that have just a few metal spring-ish kind of things and a mattress this thin, and it's hot and humid. There was no hot water for a shower, just cold, so that was fun. But okay, yeah, you put up with all that because it's the wedding, and you know, at least it wasn't inexpensive. But it was a good time. We all had a great time. We enjoyed it. They were very happy that we made it out, and so that was nice to feel appreciated for all her effort to get out there. You know, she wanted to have this wedding 2 years ago, of course, when COVID first started. So that's why it had to be delayed. But yeah, so it was good overall, and we're glad we got to go. Yeah, I got to drive a car onto a boat, which I've never done before. Here we are leaving on Sunday on the ferry. All right, so we've already gotten onto the ferry, driven onto it, which I still think is very odd. We haven't pulled out yet. Those are all the wood things, you know, that keeps the boat in the right place when you're docked. And yeah, it started to drizzle that day. Luckily, boy, it was a chance of rain for the day of the wedding, but actually turned out to be very good weather for the wedding day on Saturday. It was drizzling as we were going, but yeah, here we go. We're zooming across to the main part of Long Island. That's Greenport over there. Here we are on the ferry, heading back from Shelter Island to Greenport. And we're in a car.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So, odd concept for people from the middle of the country. Then they guide you off one by one. They direct you off there as they directed you on. So I had to do some video of driving off of the boat back onto the land, because that's just kind of a strange concept to somebody who grew up in Colorado. But anyway, yeah, I never did the ferry kind of thing with a car. Interesting, but that's the only way to get over to Shelter Island. Yeah, like I say, that's a new concept for me. Growing up in Colorado, living in Wyoming now, yeah, I've never been on a ferry. I've been on a ferry, but not one you can drive a car on. Thought that was a little weird. So yeah, everything went fairly well. Of course, the traffic Friday afternoon, my sister was saying, oh, it shouldn't be that bad, but she doesn't have a car. She doesn't drive. She lives in Manhattan. And she took the train out days ahead. And yeah, it took us 4.5 hours from JFK to get out there, and that's a total of maybe 60 miles. That's New York, baby. That's why I refused to go there anymore with the truck. And I kept telling my wife as we're driving along, I'm like, yeah, I've been out here before. I've been here before. I've been stuck in traffic here before. Here's where that lady bounced off my front of my grill guard, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the drivers out there are insane. And somebody was complaining about how I was complaining about Texas drivers. Yeah, you got nothing on Long Island drivers. Texas drivers are Long Island drivers are absolutely insane. They make Texas drivers look like, you know, driving Miss Daisy. I tell you, it's crazy. So I had to tell my wife as we're driving out there, I said, I don't normally drive this way, and you can't criticize my driving. If you want us to get there, then you need to hush. And she did. She was good. She played along. But we got out there, and then coming back, our rental car, which, is a terrible rental car. I would never buy one of these. Honda Accord. Oh, it's an awful car. And we broke down on us on the way back. We're on the southern New York, you know, Long Island Parkway, because you can take a parkway. I've never been able to do that because, of course, you can't do that in a truck. And because they got really low bridges, some of them only 7 feet. Yeah, our car broke down. Everything shut down. I was able to get off onto an off-ramp, luckily, and we couldn't figure anything out. My wife's calling Hertz, and they're saying, well, yeah, it's going to be 3 to 4 hours for a tow truck to get to you. We're trying to make a plane. So I was like, really? But since there's so many electronics in cars nowadays, I said, let's just shut it off for a while. And I started it up, it still was acting that way. I shut it off again, waited longer, turned it on again. All the warning lights, every single warning light system that could possibly be on was on. And yet we still made it back to the rental car place. And when we turned it in, we're like, here, take this. Yeah, by the way, this is a piece of crap. We're lucky we made it back. And our plane was actually going to leave on time, but then, being a huge airport like JFK, we sat on the runway for over an hour waiting to take off. Got into Denver, it was 12:30 in the morning, something like that, Mountain Time. Another very long day of travel, but we made it back, and here we are. I tried to bring the truck over to get some work done today, and they were supposed to get to it for the DOT on the truck and trailer. The oil change, I've got an ABS light that keeps coming on, and they were the ones who put the sensor on, so I said, I know it's not the sensor, you need to make sure it's in there just right. And they were supposed to get to all that today, and also I've got a right steer tire that's been scrubbing on the outside because I need an alignment, which I can't get done until Wednesday at Sapp Brothers. But they were going to try to take care of everything else today, and they didn't. So now I've got to bring it back tomorrow. And I was going to spend all day tomorrow doing other stuff. That's why I went and had brought the truck home tonight, so I can at least make my list, my shopping list. And before I bring it back over there tomorrow, maybe do some other things. I've got to swap out those battery cables that go up to the first inverter, because I was still on those original ones, and that's something I've been meaning to get to and I haven't gotten to yet. So I want to do that. I need to fix the skirts on the trailer, but now I need to bring it back in for them to have all the other stuff done, and the alignment is Wednesday morning. So with any luck, I'll be going back out Wednesday afternoon. If not, then maybe Thursday morning. It's only Monday night now. So I got a couple of more days here at the house to try to take care of the truck and trailer stuff, get repacked, reorganized, and go back out on the road for weeks at a time. That's the way I do it. And I know what you're thinking. Before, some of you might say, hey, I'm newer to the channel or whatever, why do you stay out weeks and weeks at a time? It's because of where I live. Rates going to Wyoming, or to Denver, near Wyoming, usually suck. And going back out, the rates usually suck. So I always take it in the shorts going home and going back out. So I don't do that very often because I need to make the monies. It's like truck drivers who live in Florida. They deal with the same thing. They can get good paying loads going in usually, but they can't even get paid to get back out. There's a few parts of the country that are like that. Unfortunately, this is one of them, but I wouldn't live anywhere else, maybe. Okay, just wanted to do an update for those of you scoring at home or wondering how the wedding was, if I made it, if all went well, and if we got back, and yes, we did, all right? More actual trucking type videos and subjects and all that will be coming up in the weeks to come. I'm sure there'll be plenty of idiots and ass wagons for me to show you. There'll be a lot of other trucking topics. I know there's some still in my back of my head I still want to get to. And of course, we still want to do the whole grand tour of the whole remodel. I'm hoping to finish some things up, maybe get it washed before we go, and maybe I can even get that started. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Rusty's inside sleeping, that's why he's not part of the video tonight. Thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe, please like and comment. I get to your comments usually within a couple days because I'm a working truck driver. And sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty sleeping inside, out. Look out, robots, because we're brave. We're hungry for action, we're strapped in for success, and we have no idea what we're doing.
Very nice, but you gotta get through this to get to that.
All right, everybody smile.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are waiting for our rental car at JFK. Yay.
Not to be confused with the president.
Right.
Former president.
This would be the airport. It's been named after him. And it's actually kind of warm and humid here.